Tonight on the PageantCast, it's Shana Smith. She's Mrs. Tennessee International. And we're going to do our favorite game show. Maybe not yours, but certainly mine. It's the fantastic Favorite 5. Tonight on the PageantCast.
Welcome to the PageantCast, your home for beauty pageant news and interviews on the internet.
Hi, I'm Grayson Hodgkiss, your Miss Illinois Teen USA 2013, and you're watching PageantCast with your host, Tim Kretschmann.
Hi everybody, Tim Kretschmann from the PageantCast, and we're so excited we got a special guest in the other Skype room with us. Shana Smith, Mrs. Tennessee International is there. How you doing, Shana?
I'm great, Tim. How are you?
I'm great. Are you excited for what's about to happen to you?
I'm nervous and excited.
You should be very nervous. It's incredibly difficult because we're about to go to the fantastic Favorite 5. America's least favorite game show. Here we go. It's terrible. Here we go. This is just a ridiculous setup. Okay, the fantastic Favorite 5. Here's what it goes. There's only a few rules. I've condensed a 500-page manual to these. This contest is set up so that I win. That's the most important thing to remember. Any attempt to thwart that effort is going to be against the rules. So answering correctly, probably against the rules. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you your favorite thing in 5 categories. These categories have been selected to give me a distinct advantage. Deal with it. I'm then going to ask you a trivia question about your favorite thing that you just stated on the fly. If you don't answer quickly enough, you're going to lose the point. If you can't answer the question, you're going to lose a point. Keep in mind, I don't have to answer the question. I just have to ask it. So I don't absolutely even need to know what the answer is, but I will be deciding if you answer correctly or incorrectly. And the final rule, of course, is that I'm going to win. Be prepared for the stinging loss. Are you ready for all of this nonsense?
I am ready, Tim.
Hey, you're really not. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with, this is the stupidest game I've ever come up with. It's so awesome. So we're going to start with your favorite horror movie. Let's hear your favorite horror movie, something I'm an expert in. So let's go. What's your favorite horror movie?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, she answered quickly enough, so I do have to come up with a trivia question. Nightmare on Elm Street, very simple question coming. Who played Freddy Krueger?
The really creepy guy that looks just like him without the makeup?
I'm afraid that's completely incorrect and actually a little bit embarrassing. That would be Robert Englund. He's actually a British actor, even though he doesn't sound very British in the role. And his face, actually, that is prosthetics. He isn't quite that ugly. All right, so next is going to be, you're going to notice I love movies. What's your favorite movie genre? What is your favorite movie genre? I'm sorry you answered too late. That's my point. So that's I have 2-0. I am doing quite well. You really have to dig out of a well to make it this time. I am so sorry. It looks like you just didn't answer quickly enough. So you really need to get in there because it goes very quickly. What's your favorite TV show? We'll see if she can answer this. I slipped it in there. We'll see if she remembered. Favorite?
Law and Order SVU.
Law and Order SVU. Okay, I have a comfortable lead. I'm going to go with an easy question. I'm going to say, what does SVU stand for?
Special Victims Unit.
I'm sorry, it stands for a type of vehicle that people drive and they put their children in the back with soccer balls. This you should know this. You have children. I'd be ashamed if I were you. This is now 3-0. It's mathematically impossible for you to win. I really don't care. I'm really happy about this. So next is favorite theme park or theme park ride. For those of you wondering, yeah, I know she got it right. Too bad. Favorite theme park or theme park ride. What would be your favorite theme park? I'm sorry, say that again?
Disneyland.
Disneyland. Okay. In what state is Disneyland?
California.
Very good. A lot of people get that wrong and say Florida. So I am going to give you a point, which doesn't happen much on this show since I changed the rules. It really doesn't. So congratulations. This is a huge victory for you. You should be very happy because I'm about to do... Oh, let me get this out of the way so everybody can see it. You got a point. Very exciting. Now you have something to tell all your friends and family that you got ahead there. So that's 1 point. I might take it away yet. We don't know. Let's see how you do. Favorite fictional character. This is the fifth of the favorite 5. What is your favorite fictional character?
Mickey Mouse?
Mickey Mouse. I'm afraid that is not a fictional character. He actually existed.
Really?
Do you believe me?
No.
It is the name of the pet that Walt Disney had when he was impoverished. And Mickey Mouse was this little mouse that befriended him. He had no money, and he lost a mouse one day. But he remembered him fondly and started drawing him, and that's how you got Mickey Mouse. Prior to Mickey Mouse, it was Mortimer Mouse. Now, he never called him Mickey while he was alive. He had the name Mortimer. Which I think the story goes, somebody in the office said that is a horrible name. It doesn't sound friendly at all. Of course, that person should have got a raise. But I think back then he just kept losing people because he didn't pay them. So, but that's a true story. He actually befriended a mouse, and I believe it was in a train ride or something. I remember something like that. So you can check that out. I won 4-1. I'm very happy and excited that I finally won one. I only had to change the rules a little bit, and that made all the difference. So thank you so much for participating in the fantastic favorite 5. Okay, enough with the horse shenanigans here. Let's get back to talking pageant, shall we? All right. So, and you're like, oh, thank goodness, that's finally over with.
I got a point. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, you should. You should. Here, I'll give you another ring. There. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about where can people find you on the internet. Now, Tennessee International Pageants, and I have the website. I put blue on blue. There we go. TNInternationalPageants.com. Great website. It's fantastic, and people can check you out there, right?
Yes. And on Facebook under Tennessee International Pageants, or on Facebook under facebook.com/fostering life.
Fostering life, fostering love, right?
Yes.
Yes. And
also on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay, and we'll have all of those links for you. And let me just mark down that I got to make sure I get the Twitter and Instagram. I think I have them friended, but I'll double check with you off the air. We'll have all those links with the episode so that you don't have to type, which I know is very difficult when you got one of them little phone doohickeys. Everybody is using this instead of a full-blown computer array like I have here. And people love this so much. I have 3 screens open in front of me. Isn't that exciting? Yeah, there's a lot of electricity being used right now. They literally just started a new mine just to get all the coal to get the electricity into this place. All right. So tell me a little bit about, for the viewers that are watching this show, what do you most want them to know about your year of service?
I really, really just want people to follow me and learn more about foster care and adoption, because even if it's not a calling that's on their heart particularly, there are so many ways you can support foster families and adoptive families. that are being shared, have been shared, and will continue being shared. So that's really just what I want people to do. Just follow me and learn and just be part of the conversation.
Fantastic. And, oh, there we go again. I use fantastic again. See, I made fun of girls for a longest time. I used to check website. I'm actually working on this, that I would look at their blog and count how many times the word amazing was used.
You did it to me when I was Mrs. California.
Yes, I think I did. And I can't remember your number. I think the highest I ever got was like 15 or something like that.
Mine was bad, admittedly, and you made me realize that I was doing it. I stopped.
Oh my goodness. I actually changed that. But people have been sending me messages saying, can you say fantastic anymore? And I'm like, I think I probably could. I really think I'm up to it. It's my fallback, and it's because it's 3 syllables, because I can take the time to try to figure out what I'm going to ask next. It's very important. So what type of appearances do you enjoy best?
I enjoy anything with the kids. I have been volunteering with America's Kids Belong for the past year, and they do video shoots of children that are looking for their forever family. And I love those events. I love being able to interact with children and kind of show them what the future could look like, talk to them about, what they want in a forever family. I think by far those have been my favorites.
Well, I have noticed that you really, really spend a lot of time with children, and that is something that is very close to your heart. Has it been your whole life? Is it something that developed over time?
My parents were foster parents when I was in high school.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of started my love of foster care and understanding the system. And as I got older, I've always loved kids. The joke with my husband is if there's a baby within a mile radius, I'm holding it.
Okay.
I'm also the one that they called me actually the weekend before the Tennessee International Pageant, and I took placement of 4 children in foster care in addition to my 2, and my husband was traveling. And I didn't question it. I had chaos in my house, and it was awesome.
That's great. That's great. I actually went to school to be a teacher, and I learned something about myself. I should not be around children. I don't like them. They're constantly wiggling. I was in secondary education, and one day, because if you're going into teaching, folks, the first few years of your teaching, basically you get sick all the time because the kids are very nice about bringing along their diseases and bequeathing them upon you. And the other thing that you get is you get to substitute teach, and you go from classroom to classroom. Well, I was teaching a lot in the high schools where the bad kids are really not that bad. People go, oh, why would you want to be in high school? The bad kids just skip class or fall asleep. You really don't have to deal with them. In middle school, they stay there, and they cause trouble all the time. You got to deal with them. In the high school, there's really not much to it. Well, one day they say, hey, the librarian isn't showing up for a primary school. You need to go to a primary school. I'm like, that's a bad idea. I should not be allowed in a primary school. No, come on in. Okay. Have you ever used a high school voice on 6-year-olds?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it happened. I didn't even know I was doing it. I was reading The Cow That Went Oink. A seminal volume. You should probably read it in the 10 seconds that it takes. And I'm reading this to the kids. They're all sitting, Indian style. I don't know if that's politically correct, but in the Indian style on the carpeting. And these kids are wiggling all the time. And I'm just trying to get through the part because the pig is now about to go moo. This is the big climax. And I'm like, stop wiggling! Well, the carpet needed cleaning. It was not a good setup. It was not good. So don't do that. If you're a high school substitute teacher, do not go into a kindergarten class. It's not going to end well for you. I did many years later. Now that I'm in corporate America, I took part in the Dr. Seuss Day and did a wonderful reading of Green Eggs and Ham, and really wowed a second grade class and didn't scare a single child. So I thought that was my great vindication for nearly causing a vomit festival the last time I was in a primary school. So that was good. All right. That was a long story, I just realized. Anyway.
All these poor kindergartners looking up at you with eyes about this big when you raise your voice.
Well, I'm a big fella. I can really get that voice out there. I speak a lot, if you haven't noticed. So it really came out there. And well, I'm used to scaring, middle schoolers and high schoolers with that voice. They were not ready for that. So I do apologize to those children that I psychologically scarred for life. So
they probably still remember you too.
No, they don't. No, they don't. 5 seconds later, cookies and milk came out, and they were done. They were like, "Who is this guy?" They never got to know my entire name. I was just Mr. K all the time, because good Lord, don't let the kids know your entire name, because then they look you up in the phone book and you get calls at 3 a.m. So, not as a sub. You don't give out that whole name to the kiddies. No. In fact, one time I gave out the name of somebody else that I didn't like a whole lot. That was a good time. All right. Well, you've been delightful, and so glad we got to talk and do this long overdue interview. So we're getting to the point where it's time once again to see your best pageant wave. Now, it's a different one. Okay.
Yes, because when I was little kids,
yes.
They don't want the Princess Diary wave. Where am I at here?
Yeah.
They want the cute little hi. So there's my little kid wave.
Yeah, that's called the Muppet Baby. That's what that one's called. It's the Muppet Baby. And I do it like this a little bit, but then I go into jazz hands and it goes all to heck. I can't maintain a Muppet. And then they start talking to each other. Hey, watch out! It's not a good scene. It's not a good scene. So if you have a lot of discipline in the ability that you have with that, so good on you. Thank you so much, Shana. People can follow you on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, all over the place, and they should cheer you on this August at the International Pageant. Thanks so much for coming on the show, and good night to you, Tierra Dreams.
Thank you so much, Tierra Dreams.
We just announced not too long ago that we had an app in the Android Play Store. Well, now we are in the Apple App Store as well. That's right, now you can get a PageantCast app in the two major mobile phone marketplaces, in the Google Play Store and now in the Apple App Store. You can check out the PageantCast and its award-winning website. All the features that are there are here, connections to our Facebook and Twitter accounts, and lots more. You'll want to check it out immediately at the links that are somewhere in our show notes or somewhere nearby, or just do a search on PageantCast. We're the only thing that comes up as that app, surprising as that may be. Please download us and rate us today, and we would love to hear from you what you think about our app. Hope you enjoy it, the PageantCast app.